know this is a lot for you, but
I feel more real if I'm like choking you out. The more you ignore them, the more they want you. These holes on the highway need filled.
oh,
You got to fill those holes. You know what I mean? Like,
fill those holes.
so, oh God. No.
Do you like that? Is that good? Is that good for you, baby?
I mean, it's fine for you. I mean, we already did talk about your standards last week
I don't remember that.
when you said my standards are real low.
I don't have standards.
So would that make them?
They're not low. They're not even on.
No hope for you.
There's not on the chart. Like they're not even on the
There's
chart.
not on the chart. Now, hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Not Well. I am Bobby.
Hi, Gay.
I am Jim.
And we are not 14 sheets to the win. We're probably 3 sheets to the win, and we're about to take some Celsius. Not a sponsor,
And
but
that is not like a drug or anything illegal. It is actually an energy drink.
yeah, it tastes like shit, kind of, but
It tastes really bad. It tastes
natural.
Like if you watered down a 5-hour energy, this is what Celsius tastes like.
Oh yeah,
It's nasty.
Oh, it is like a 5-hour energy where you just like dump it in your mouth, but they're like, let's make it a drink.
Yeah, I'd rather just do a shot.
That's what it is. Okay, so I have an update for us. I'm a little bit fucking concerned, and I'm just gonna play it, and I want you to.
This is the most beautiful experience I'll ever experience in my life. This is fudge. And it's heated up fudge. So it's hot. And it's the most beautiful experience you'll ever experience when you actually eat this fudge. Thank you, Jesus.
Who is that?
That's our girl.
Whoa, girl.
That is Britney.
Yes.
Playing with poop on a plate. Melted fudge is poop.
This came up on my feed last night, and I almost died. I go, what in the fuck?
And it's the most amazing experience.
I'm not like a Jamie Lynn stan or anything, but I feel like she
at this
might
point,
be telling the truth.
At this point, I am.
She was pushing. She's like, this is the greatest thing you will ever.
And it's hot.
And then she did that little.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, what are you doing?
first of all, as we know, I don't eat fudge, but like we've already
you
been over
don't?
that.
Oh yeah. Oh
Wait.
fuck, you're weird. Okay,
Yeah, I
but yeah,
don't-
that's fine. We
But
won't.
melted fudge.
And she's like scoop. Now it's the
You
motion
would.
of the ocean that she's doing. It's like she's like it's heated fudge.
Just fuck her. Honestly, like she needs to be canceled. I don't know how to like pull that off.
It's
but,
never
like,
going to happen with the
we've
gays.
gotta
The gay
cancel her.
brigade is all about her.
And this is where the gays really.
This is where we struggle.
This is why the straights hate us.
This is why Whitney's dead.
This is
Because we allowed it to happen. Because we just were like, oh, it's Whitney. She can just do coke in the bathroom. No,
fine.
she's dead.
She died in a bathtub with an inch
Crack.
of water. Crack. I think it was heroin, but
Oh, I thought it was crack.
I think she did heroin and
it's-
passed out, and then it was in the bathtub, and then boom. Crack doesn't make you pass out so much.
Well, if you have enough of it, you can. You overdose.
You would know.
There is no hope for you.
But
I like the combo button there, by the way.
combo, baby. I don't know which one it is.
But that was my first
I just
concern of the
think-
week.
We just have to get rid of Britney. I don't know how again, but like we have to do it.
We do.
If you have any ideas, let me know.
We will take any suggestions that you have to cancel Britney. I mean, I
To
love
be honest,
her.
she might be doing it herself though.
She might be trying to.
Like she's like, how
like,
dumb do I
how
need to be
dumb
for
and
people
crazy?
to stop following me?
She's like, oh, I'm going to play with fudge. Oh, no.
Yeah, it was the moan at the end for me.
Like, girl,
She's like, oh.
you better be getting fucked from behind while you eat that fudge if you're
Which
moaning like
makes
that.
me think that maybe she is. She's like, this fudge.
Now, I can't blame her because we've all made a video. While,
And we've all seen her husband or whoever the fuck he is. Boyfriend, fiance, husband, daddy, baby daddy. I don't know what. But maybe she was getting fucked from behind. She's like, oh, I love
No.
fudge packing.
Have you ever done that?
Getting fudge packed?
No, like been
Even
on
in-
the phone or
Oh, yeah,
been
that's
FaceTiming
hot.
someone while you're getting
head? Yeah, it's amazing.
or doing something bad. Yeah, obviously. Okay.
That's like hot.
So what? Yeah, I love doing that. But
That's like really hot. It's like kind of awkward. You're like, hey, what's going on? And right below you.
have you ever like FaceTime someone and then like while you're just talking with them, like they're getting flirty, you're getting flirty, and then you're like, maybe I'll just jerk off.
Gay.
I have it personally.
Oh, okay. Yeah, neither
I just
have I.
needed the right button. Oh, well, that's following up the fudge. So the fudge followed up the shit everywhere. Like this is where we're at with this girl.
She's just a mess. Like,
She's going to be our whole soundboard soon, and I love it.
I'm so bored.
And it's all just for Instagram. Like, it's not even real
it's
shit.
like not
Moving forward, happy Valentine's Day to all you fuckers that
people.
It's Monday, so it already happened.
Hopefully you're all single.
Hopefully you guys already broke up with your cuffing season, folks, and you are on the move to
Hot
hit
girl
the
summer.
spring. Yep.
Because here comes mating season in the spring.
Yeah, and then hot girl summer.
Hot girl summer's
I
coming.
think it's going to be fat boy summer.
It's going to be fat boy summer again.
Always.
I'm looking at you, babe.
Obese.
Here's looking at you. Yeah, I think we need to have it again. I really liked it
I
last
kinda
year
like
when
my
we were just
body.
like, fuck it.
No offense, but like the more and more I look at myself in the mirror, the more and more I'm impressed.
Same. I am too.
Like I just like my body. Like I like being fat.
Like the fact that you can stand up is just impressive.
Well, and after a long week of just sitting all day long at my desk doing only the Lord's work, of course, I'm sitting there all fucking day long. I'm like, no wonder I'm a fat fuck. I literally can't leave my desk, or I get 4 phone calls, 65 emails, and they're like, where were you? I literally got to pee. Done. So I did want to mention, like, hopefully your Valentine's Day went great. If it didn't, who cares? Because it's just a fucking Hallmark holiday.
Who cares? I mean,
now, what's really important about this month is that it's Black History Month, and we haven't really mentioned it. And I just want to say hello to all of our Black listeners out there, and I really hope. What?
I can't, the way.
I'm not.
Know.
No, I'm just like.
No, I know what you
I want to
mean. Like,
recognize.
we should have talked about
like,
this.
We are.
Is it February? I was like, has it been? Last time we recorded it was already
barely February, so we were not in that mode.
I was like, what day is it? Okay,
Yeah.
so like, okay, so we're not too late.
No, we're not too late, but we're not early. We're in the middle. We want to keep it going. We want to keep going. So like,
sorry, we're white.
Yeah, sorry that we're white. I'm sorry that all my ancestors fucking suck, and I really hope that we can continue moving forward, even though it seems like we're not doing shit. And,
We're not doing a good job.
And to be honest with you, we're going backwards in Florida. I mean, there's just so much going on right now that's just like we need to secede from.
Yeah, a lot of the states are just going the wrong direction.
I hope everybody just moves to Florida. All like the conservative psychopaths, just go to Florida.
That's
I'll never go
fine.
back. You might need to sell that Sarasota house or whatever Naples.
We already did, actually.
Are you a top or a bottom?
Neither.
Side.
I'm a side.
You did sell that little condo.
Both of them, I think.
So no more.
Over $1 million.
So no more Naples. Naples. No more Naples. Navels.
None of them Naples.
No more Naples.
No
Is
more.
that correct?
Oh my God, you are so high.
I just wanted to say, do you have anything you want to say about Black History Month?
That's kind of a loaded question. Like,
well, no, but like, I mean, what?
Anything at all. Like, Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month.
I like following minorities stories because they post like day 10 of Black History Month, and then they like have a person
I
that they
really
highlight.
think they're doing great with
and they're
that.
highlighting people that I have never heard of. Of course we haven't. Why would we?
Right. Like we all know Rosa Parks.
We're banning critical race theory. So
and gay studies. So don't worry. We're just going to be all
everything.
white and Christian pretty soon.
basically teaching history is going to go back to how it was when we were growing up.
You know what's
Before
That's what I feel like. Like
we grew
honestly,
up
we're
and
going to like no, don't ask, don't tell again. Like things are just
we're
happening.
Going back to that.
Hey, and this is Biden's America, where you get crack pipes too. I don't know if you heard that whole fucking.
I didn't hear this, but I would like one.
Apparently, the like administration is giving out like drug kits to the less fortunate.
To keep them clean, yeah.
Right, but there was rumor that there was a crack pipe in there, but there's not.
It's
it's
not
like
a crack pipe. It's probably needles.
There's like there's like special stuff to clean and
like
blah blah blah.
Needles,
and a
alcohol
test.
swabs. Yeah,
I'm gonna test.
Yeah, like a test to make sure.
It's basically overdose. It's an overdose kit, basically.
Right,
What it is.
so we don't have to get 911 to take these people in.
Correct. And so people are like, I don't get why they're giving. So anyway, in my morning meeting, it was, have you heard that Biden's giving crack pipes? And I go,
They're not.
I go, did you know that was a Fox News story?
I love that that's their thing. Like they're giving out crack pipes.
Like you're so concerned.
They're not.
Remember when you stormed the Capitol and you're acting like it doesn't matter, but crack pipes.
Crack pipes where we now hanging Mike Pence.
It's because the Mexicans are coming in here giving us crack rocks, so they're just going to give us more. No, shut the
Their
fuck
concerns
up.
are so misguided.
It's sad.
And this actually brings me into something that I need to talk about this week because it came up at work and it's just stuck in my mind. I have like PTSD. It's, of course, you can probably guess it, trans athletes. Now, the conservatives, if you've ever seen Fox News in the past month, they're obsessed with trans athletes. God knows why. I don't. But here's their... Well, they hate trans people. That's why. But
yeah, they hate the whole entire situation.
They hate LGBTQ plus anyone. So
I thought it was just the T's, but I think they don't like anybody.
They hate all of us.
Remember Shepard Smith? He was a fucking gay, and now he's
They're like, tie him to a post, let him die in the wild.
Oh, you're Matthew Sheparding him.
Trans athletes. I'm sitting at work and someone I work with starts going off like, I mean, have you seen that man who's swimming for the women's team and the blah blah blah?
I'm
like
Penn University or
I'm not. I was like, no, actually, I haven't. I don't really care. I was like, is this the first time that you've ever talked about women swimming in college? Probably yes.
Probably yeah.
So why are you suddenly, now you're interested? These poor girls, they worked their whole life and they were not going to be able to get scholarships. I'm like, they're already in college. They have a scholarship. What are you talking about? So here's what I had to tell them because they're like, this is so unfair. We cannot be letting men be women. And I was like, no, actually we can. I was like, did you know that in the Olympics, they allowed trans athletes in 2004? Now, can you tell me one trans athlete who's won a medal?
Right.
Can you, because they're like, oh, this guy at Penn is dominating. I'm like, first of all, it's not a guy, it's a woman. Second of all, can you tell me any trans athlete who has dominated before this case in any sport? No.
Well,
there's not one.
And okay, so my thought on this.
So why are we worried about this?
So there's a really good point. Not a good point. Michael Phelps, okay, he came out and said like, oh, I don't think it's very fair. They've got a genetic advantage or something like that.
It's like, okay, Michael, do you?
Yes, he does.
I'm looking at him. I'm like,
no, because people are like, your wingspan is longer than everybody else's. You have bigger hands. You have flipper feet. Like you literally are.
Yeah. Why do you think you won all
You
these
do have an advantage.
You do.
Right. So they're like, but your advantage doesn't matter. But so anyway,
but then
this person's actually getting tested for hormones and shit.
Yeah, and it's
but you're allowed to be a wingspan of a fucking.
Well, this person went through male puberty. What are you talking about? Well, okay.
Now,
and oh no, here he goes. Bobby hates the trans.
No, I don't. I just
am listening.
I've seen the girl who swims.
She's a big girl.
She looks like Michael Phelps. These other girls are like.
Yeah, I believe it.
I mean, it is what it is, guys.
It is what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen and theys.
But here's the big problem is that it goes into a bigger picture. So like, okay, at the elite levels, I understand the concern and they actually do monitor things like hormone, everything.
Right.
For up to a year before the activity in the Olympics.
Okay.
So it's very like, there's a protocol.
It's a process.
It's not just like one day you're like, I'm a woman and I'm going to compete in the women's. It's not a switch like that. It's not like that at all.
Right. There's regulations, rules and regulations.
But the problem is that when you're a kid, especially like sports are not about the competition so much as like being part of a group
and having fun.
It's about having fun,
loving the sport.
When you're in 5th grade playing soccer, like who the fuck cares? I'm no offense to all these dads who are like, my son's gonna be a football player. My son's gonna do that. Fuck off.
I played travel team baseball, but anyway.
Yeah, well, good. There you have it.
There we have it.
Look at you now.
And look at me now. I'm a real fucking winner now.
That's right. Sit your fucking ass down and shut the fuck up.
Exactly. So I just think like if we're gonna start banning trans kids from playing sports at like these lower, especially the lower grades, that's insane. That is terrible to them. They haven't. Some of the kids haven't even gone through puberty
and this
yet.
is like, and
there
like
is
you said,
no advantage to letting someone at that age level play. Like they don't have an advantage.
And sports, again, like you said, it teaches teamwork and it teaches.
You're a 10-year-old.
Right. It teaches things that life can't teach, but sports can.
That's beautiful. Well put.
Thank you. That's very concerning, though. And I don't know where we're going because with the Florida thing, like I'm really freaked out.
Like we're not even going to be allowed to talk about it soon in certain settings. Like you're not even going to be at school. They're not allowed. The don't say gay bill. Like literally, you can't say gay.
I just love it how.
Nope, don't talk about it. Only parents can talk about it. What? Wait, what? Well, we can talk about everything
like
else.
They're trying to reverse psychology of the left by like being like, well, we can't say a faggot, but. So we're going to take away their use of the word.
They can. Like they still say Joe Rogan says the N-word on his podcast. Like people can say anything
and I have thoughts about that as well.
People can say anything they want. That's the problem is they don't get it.
Well, and that's the thing.
I'm being censored. No, you're not.
But here's the idea.
You're not.
Here's the idea of America, though. It is like we're going to go. Let's go break it back down to freedom of speech. Like I don't care if you call me a faggot, but don't tell me I can't.
You won't be coming around me.
Right.
You're not going to be invited.
I'm not going to be listening to your podcast.
I won't talk to you.
Right. So
have a good day.
In ways, it's a little concerning to me that people want to try to cancel Joe Rogan. I don't think you should cancel him, but I think you should show his true character and then let people decide. You can't force people to not.
Well, here's the other thing, though. There is no canceling. Like, we have to remember.
I'm done with that. Actually, by the way, I'm done with cancel culture. Like, done. Fucking cancel.
People on the right are like, oh my God, they're canceling him. No one is being canceled. There is no canceling. Now, if a business like Spotify goes, we don't want to advertise for this person.
Right.
We don't want to lose artists. We don't want to lose listeners,
integrity,
and subscribers. Well, they don't care about it. Money is what they care about.
Right. Capitalism.
So if they're going to lose money because they keep a person on who the public doesn't like or most people aren't going to listen to or going to drop Spotify because he's on there, Spotify's going to make the right business decision. They're going to go, all right, we're not going to have you on anymore. It's business.
Yeah.
So that's not being censored or canceled. That's literally business, and they're all about business.
Well, and that's what's...
So if the majority of people are like, you're an asshole, we don't like you, and we don't want to listen to you, I'm sorry if a platform doesn't want to pay you to be on their platform. That's business.
Right.
Why
well,
would
meanwhile, okay, so here's the deal, though. So if Rogan would have got dropped by Spotify, there was this conservative... No, but this conservative thing was like, oh, come to ours. We'll pay you $100 million.
So how is he being
$100 million to sit there and talk about shit.
Right. So he's not censored.
No.
Is the point I'm making.
And he shouldn't be. What he should be, though, is exposed. And if you're and people,
where are
where
the 70 episodes he took off just like that?
Right.
Where did they go? Why can't we hear him?
Right, because he's
censoring himself. Oh no.
Spotify probably did it because they needed.
Joe Rogan pulled them. You can't find them anywhere on his site, any platform. They're gone.
Who runs his stuff though? Do you feel like he still runs his own podcast?
No, he has producers. So they did.
So probably like, hey, go into the archives and fucking delete.
They have to get rid of them.
I'm ready to delete some of our archives. And by that, I mean, once we get 20 episodes or 30 episodes on this.
Yeah.
The problem is that I like people being able to go way back.
Same. But
there's some that I might like unpublish.
But then I'm talking to people who are like, oh, I'm going to like start at the beginning. I was like, don't skip it.
And some people are actually like all about like the growth of us because they see us growing.
Go to the past 10. Like that's it.
I would go the past 10.
Yep.
We're at our prime. And if we're in our prime now, that means we're going to be faded soon.
Because we're old.
We're old.
So, but back to this train.
So what's...
It's not just like listening to them talk about that, because if they want to have that conversation, that's fine. It's the way they talk about it. The person at work was misgendering every trans person. They're like, well, I'm man, woman.
I hate that.
And I'm listening to them going like, they've already told you that they're a woman, so you can do this. You can call them a woman.
You can do it.
Well, and then he goes, well, the person I work with is like, well, he still has his bits. I was like,
how do you fucking know?
I was like, bits? What do you mean
his
bits?
Balls in his dick.
I was like, why can't you say genital, like penis? Like, what's wrong with you? Bits? You sound like a child.
It's redneck.
And then I had to work with idiot, and he's a redneck. But I have to work with him the rest of the time, like the whole shift. I'm like, God damn it.
So how in the future do we then change the conversation to like that's where we got to really figure out how to educate people without them feeling like they're being educated.
Right.
Like almost reverse psychology them and be like, well, why do you feel that way? Or
that's what I said. I was like, so before this though, like, was this an issue for you? I literally said, I was like, can you name other sports where a trans person is dominating the sport? And they were like, well, no, but I mean, it could, but I mean, like, and then I'm like, well, if it's been allowed in the Olympics for 20 years, like, I don't see a problem because that's the highest level, the Olympics. Like, if you saw a bunch of so-called, as you call them, men competing in women's sports, wouldn't they be getting golds in the Olympics?
Didn't they want to check somebody's pussy? Like,
they're not.
It's really kind of fucked up.
It's like, why are we obsessed with trans people? And
why are we obsessed with genitals and like hormones?
We're like, look at this, look at that.
If anything,
it's all about control. It's all about control. And the men want to be in control.
But it's only with their narrative, because then they'll be like, oh, Caitlyn Jenner's on the conservative side. So so you'll talk good with her and she'll agree with your points. So then you're like, oh, yeah, she's fine. But
we like her.
We'll call her and she. But then
they do.
That man over there at that college is like, okay, so
like,
if it doesn't fit your narrative, you're going to then just switch up the gears here, honey.
And we're on to you.
And we're on to you. And we know what the fuck you're doing.
That's better. So yeah, so that's my thing that I had to go through at work. I was like, this is just draining. It's draining to have to like go into work and explain that trans people exist, and that's it. I'm just like, I have to tell you that they exist,
right?
And that they might want to play sports. Why?
Right? Like, why do we have a conversation?
I was like, how did this even come up? Like, well, it came up because Fox News is obsessed with it.
Fox News is the
conservatives
worst.
are also now obsessed with it because that's all that plays. They see it over and over. Like,
this motherfucking trans man.
That's what they're obsessed. It's like, why the border? The other thing, the border. They're talking about the border nonstop. I'm like, why are you? What are you talking about?
Can we talk about the fact that?
What are you saying? Do you even know what's? Do you know an illegal?
No, not everybody's entitled to health care. Okay.
Well, good, because no one here has it.
Right. Like, okay, so
like, right. That's the problem.
To me. Like, I wanted to talk about something a little bit interesting. Kind of like,
okay,
it's gonna kind of bring us back together, but not with the other side. The other side loves conspiracy theories, right? And so I was trying to figure out why we all love conspiracy theories, because we all have our own like theories on things. Like, for example, there's a few things that I thought of that are really kind of freaky. Like, did we go to the moon? And if we did go to the moon, why can't we just shoot a fucking telescope up there to see the flag flying there? Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, we do.
So is there a picture of it?
Yeah.
No, there's fucking not.
There are. Honey.
Of it on it right now. Like I could take a telescope and find the flag right now.
Well, it would have to be on the right side of the moon.
There is the right. That's the other fucking thing, honey. It's all the same side of the moon.
What?
Every night when you look at the moon, it's the same
Yes.
side you see every time. Always. It's always that side.
Mm-hmm.
What's on the other side? It doesn't spin.
The other side of the moon.
It doesn't spin.
And?
Is that not fucking weird to you that something that orbits something isn't spinning at the same time? Because
Not
every other
really.
thing in the world spins around its fucking
Planets,
star.
yeah.
Right.
Planets.
So,
But moons don't always.
but how's it staying there then? It
Gravity.
just is like
Gravity.
it'd be like me following you around the earth like that. I mean, like that's what I'm saying, but it's like you don't
But
ever
where
see
is
the
this-
other side.
Is this going to the moon is fake? Or
Sort
what?
of like so like there's all these
Oh, okay.
conspiracies when you really think of some things like the moon is the example for me, but like what is the why are we not going back to the moon?
There's nothing there.
See, this is what you've been fed. Why is there nothing there?
Because it was a rock. It's a rock.
Why have we not like drilled into the rock?
Well, they have. There's like evidence of maybe tiny bits of water, but there's nothing really there.
But why wouldn't we try to like if we're so concerned about our Earth now? Why are we going all the way to Mars? Why don't we just like hit up on the moon?
There's no atmosphere.
There's no atmosphere in Mars.
There is. It's very thin, but it could be fed into. There's enough gravity there. You could maybe have an atmosphere. Maybe. And we need plants first.
So you'd have
Because
to
there's
like,
not enough oxygen. There's no. I mean, there's no. But the moon holds on to nothing. That's why you're like 6 times less gravity on the moon. That's why when you jump and bounce, like you go.
wait. So the only reason we have an atmosphere is because we have trees,
Yeah, because we created gases.
and then the gases are actually like a layer of protection. Or
Yeah, the atmosphere is just gas. It's all gas. Water vapor and gases. Oh no.
oh no,
What did you think the atmosphere was?
I don't know, like a shield.
It is like a shield, though.
But it's weird to think about it
blocks
as
a
like
bunch of radiation, like
Okay.
UV rays.
well, maybe this
it blocks
conversation.
so much radiation. Yeah,
I mean, but what do you?
that's the other problem is when you go to Mars or when you're exposed to a lot of solar radiation.
But
a lot.
but that's the other thing somebody said. Like you can't leave this certain like they call it like the something belt.
Yeah.
And once you go past that,
The
it's
life
like
belt.
severe. Right. But going past that would be going to the moon. So how do they get to the moon?
No, it's like further out from Mars a little bit, where the sun's rays.
Well,
are not
obviously
enough to
you've done
sustain
your
life.
fucking orbital fucking research because you keep telling me no.
I'm so dead.
Like what?
You're like atmosphere.
Every single thing I've said, you're like, yo, yeah, that's just the gases that just like fly up there. Oh yeah, no, that goes past Mars.
Because we didn't have a good atmosphere.
Oh, Buzz
either.
Aldrin, yeah, I fucked him. I mean, it's like what? What's happening?
I did fuck Buzz Aldrin.
I would fuck Buzz over John. Well, John's a local boy.
John, you have to fuck the locals.
Yeah.
Honey, keep it in Ohio.
Keep him in Ohio. Keep it in the hole. Speaking of,
How's your hole doing?
my hole's good, but you know what holes aren't good? Are the potholes. And were you going to talk about
I was just driving. When I was driving
Yes.
to Club 20 today, I was like, what the I hit one that I thought, I was like, it's
Done.
over. It's over.
Have you ever done that? Like,
It's over.
so people in the South don't get this.
Boom. I'm like, it's over. And
So what is a pothole though? Like, it's when the concrete goes from warm to freezing and then
cracks
unfreezes.
or something. Yeah.
So I think it's like because it's ice.
and does the salt damage it too?
I think so.
from the
so,
winter, because we have bad winters. They're plowing, they're salting,
So we get these like potholes to where like if you get into
whole
a
tire-
pothole,
a whole tire will go
So
in.
you get to a pothole zone. And you'll see like 7 cars pulled over to the side, and you're like, oh, and you're like dodging these. You're like praying to God that somebody's filled them, but of course,
Fill my holes.
So these holes on the highway need filled.
Oh,
You got to fill those holes. You know what I mean? Like,
fill those holes.
so like, I mean, if it was a gay guy, those holes would be filled.
Oh, for sure.
We need to get some gay construction workers out there to fill those holes.
Oh,
Fuck.
there's nothing like a construction worker.
There's nothing like a full hole.
Once your hole is filled.
Once it's filled, you're like, ooh.
Okay.
I'm like, oh,
Ease
is
out.
it
Ease
done?
out. Are you good? Are you good back there?
But yeah, I thought, I don't know if my friends at home, I don't remember potholes in Georgia.
See, I was wondering. I was going to ask.
Because I think everything's
I know you're not from
asphalt
here.
and not concrete. Or like,
Wait.
there's like something different about the roads in the South versus the North.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe just the weather.
Right. So the weather doesn't damage our roads down. But like,
You don't have potholes.
no,
there.
we don't. So like, this is a new thing. So every time I pass them, I'm like, still kind of like, oh, weird. There's
Is
like
this from
holes.
climate change? Are there potholes increasing because of climate change?
Well, yeah, because it's expanding the concrete and then it's bringing it back and then expanding. Because if it gets so cold, it tightens it up.
Like tonight, we're going into the 20s.
So if there's water on the road, it's going to freeze.
On Tuesday.
Because everything is just an organism, right? I mean, so like at the end of the day, you're fluxing. Everything's fluxing.
We're always in flux.
We're all in flux.
We're increasing. We're decreasing.
Right. So as it gets warm. As it warms up, that's when the potholes come, because then it's expanding and then it breaks and then
crack.
Then car hit, wears it down, spreads it out. Spread the hole, open the hole.
That really,
lube it up.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's pretty fucked up because people don't understand in the South that this is like a legit
You just gave me like
problem.
A science lesson.
Whoa, girl.
I'm not even sure that I'm right.
I'm not either, but I want it to be.
But right. I want to feel like it's right, so I think it is.
That's it.
They're like, potholes are from humans that just chisel them at the night. It's like what?
Oh, okay. That is really interesting.
Mm-hmm. Very.
Now, something else interesting that I observed this past week. Yesterday, I was watching a video, and in the video, it started out like just two guys making out. So I'm like, okay, this is cute.
So a porno video.
It was on Himeros. Yeah. So
plug.
They're just making out, and then I'm like, okay. And then the one guy like goes down on the other and starts eating his ass. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Like,
now I've got some fat titties.
Oh, he did. And okay, so I'm like, okay, ass eating, that's normal. Like, we're gonna get to penetration soon. Okay. And I wasn't even jerking off. I was just watching.
Just curious.
I literally was like, because I have a subscription, so I felt obligated. I'm like, if I don't log into this, I'm wasting money. I've got to watch a video.
Yeah.
Let me log in. I'm gonna watch. Okay, so I was watching. And then after just eating the ass, it goes to fisting. Just like that. Like,
whoa.
Just like, I was like, that's some weird looking lube. It looked like Elmer's glue. And he was going like this.
Oh.
And I was like, why is he putting it on his wrist? And then it was just like.
And it makes that noise too. Yeah, it's like something. Yeah.
I mean, I was like, oh, this is not for me.
Would you ever fist somebody though? Because I feel like that's something you want to put on your bucket list.
I would. I just need to. But
I think you need to just do it and be done with it. Maybe you'll like it when it's actually in the hole.
But I'm just like, do you feel the heartbeat? Because like, there's blood vessels right by
That's kind of what I'm thinking too. Like, can I like tickle the prostate with my finger? Like, can I grab it? Like, how does that work? Or is it
the prostate's this far in? So like,
but is it like underneath? But my question is the prostate like behind the wall?
It's outside of the bowel. Yes.
Yeah. So you can't get it. You're just touching the outside of it.
You're never gonna be able to grab the prostate.
But that's still like, I mean, you're taking your colon.
No, this guy literally, it was up to here that he was in the hole.
I mean, you don't even need a colonoscopy.
I just was like,
pull out those polyps while you're up there.
Pull out the piece of corn that's stuck up there.
You just love the corn situation.
But here's the problem, and this wasn't even the most concerning part for me. So the fisting just like started, and I was like,
oh wow,
oh God. Then after the fisting, he pulled it out. No. And then he started fucking him with his dick. And I was like, how does that even happen?
That's like a hot dog in a hallway.
That's like when a woman has a baby. And
right, and then immediately after.
Pops back in.
Right. It'd be like immediately after a woman giving birth, a guy being like, I want to fuck that pussy.
She's like, are you in?
She's like,
are you in?
I'm cut open.
Like, that's why I was like, so you got fisted and now you're supposed to feel a dick? And it was a big dick, but like, it's not as big as an arm.
Right.
So I just don't, the timing to me, I was like, don't you get fucked first and then fist? But like, I guess, I don't know.
But maybe for the bottom, it's just, but then is the top feel, well.
I just don't know any fisters in my life.
And we need to find some fisters. If you're a fister, let us know.
I was so confused, but I was like, Bobby will know.
We'll put this table out and we'll let him lay on the table right here.
Okay.
We'll film you fisting for the first time.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So sorry, fisters.
Now, ladies, fisting is when you put your whole hand up a hole.
I don't think they know. Do they know?
I don't know if do women get fisted in their pussies?
They probably could. I mean, have you seen what they can fit in there? A baby's head is huge.
Have you ever seen the porn with the Fruit Loops?
Oh yeah, that's just inappropriate.
That to me is foul.
I could not do that.
Like eating cereal out of an asshole.
It's the liquid. I could. Yeah.
Right, like it's soaking up all those sidewall juice.
Oh, stop.
Oh, don't you want to go eat out an ass?
Throwing up.
I was trying to make a lick noise and it didn't work. It was like, blah, blah. In conclusion, though, like
I have no idea.
I guess until you do it, I feel like as the bottom, I would love to just get the big one over with and be like, oh, okay, hurry up and finish.
Maybe that's it.
And maybe that's it. But then I'm wondering, is the top gonna feel as tight, or does it? Maybe the asshole does constrict easier.
Probably.
Or you have to squeeze hard. Probably. Oh yeah, this is too much work.
Like, that's why I'm like, I feel like you should put the dick first and then fist.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's like, it's going to be so cavernous when you put the dick in. Like,
yeah, cavernous, that's the word.
It can't be good for either person. You're just
like I don't feel this and I don't feel this either. Okay.
Unless you're trying to take 3 dicks at once, like why would you fist before taking a dick? I don't understand. But anyways, so that's what I learned this week.
Yeah, do you feel like, okay. Now we talked to your house, like I want to try to like connect these dots. Okay. So you're talking about being, so have you, I was thinking about this today, or not today, this week, and I was like, imposter syndrome while doing sexual acts. And this is going to get deep, and this is going to get
this.
But don't you think it's funny that when you're doing sexual acts, you automatically go to like it doesn't even feel that good, but you're trying to like, you've just learned over the years of like what you should do or how you should be sexy or like, and I feel fake as fuck every time I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh, I don't do
no, ew. Like I get so creeped out.
I can't make those noises because it makes me feel less.
Now,
like I like it less.
Right. Like if I'm gonna fuck you, let's just say I'm topping.
I need to be silent.
Right. If you're going, oh God. No, absolutely.
Oh yeah, daddy.
Oh, daddy, fuck me. I'd be like, shh. I can't come with
stop.
you. Just shh.
Just shut up.
Honestly, I'd rather just put my forearm onto the back of your head and just fuck the shit out of you while you can't even breathe.
And here's Dom Top Daddy.
I think I'm a Dom Top.
Well, why don't you become one?
Well,
First you need to get an erection.
Well, yeah, I gotta get an erection. I gotta get in shape a little bit. I gotta be able to fuck. You know what I mean?
Gotta get in shape a little bit.
Well, I mean, if I want to be a Dom Top, I need to be able to fuck for a long time. And
that's the problem with topping. Like, people are like, are you a top? I'm like, well, how long do I have to last?
Right.
So I'm like, yes, I am.
I'm the same way with both.
But I'm not going to go like for half an hour.
I'm like, I have the top. Okay.
Half hour? No, it's not. No.
I mean, I could. That's the problem.
I could. So you have the opposite problem.
I can't come. And then when you're in my hole, I'm like, hurry up. Oh, yeah. Oh, hurry up.
Some people just aren't made for sex. I'm going to say it.
I think
some people aren't.
I was built for like hands and mouths.
Solo.
Yeah, like solo play, group play, but like optional group play. Like where I can just watch the group, or I can come in and reach in, or I can sucky ducky. But honestly, I just need the options.
Sucky ducky.
Sucky that ducky, bitch.
Yeah, I feel like.
But do you ever feel like, so you were talking about.
I have imposter syndrome.
So like the nipple thing really,
my partner, so like I'm, getting there. I'm getting on the way.
We're on the way to horniness, hardness, or
like
coming.
Like, oh, okay, this could happen. Maybe it could happen. It probably won't, but it could. And then you start getting a little nipple rub, and then like, oh yeah, you like that? And I'm like, okay.
Oh God, no. Yep.
And it's an instant like
bone kill,
out of my body boner killer. And noises like during sex, like when I start hearing him going like, oh yeah. I'm like, and he does that a lot, actually.
Oh, fuck.
He does that a lot. And I'm like, one time I stopped everything. I said, why are you doing that noise? He said, because it just feels really good. And I'm like,
but for me,
I'm like, but are you really liking it that much? Or are you in control of those noises?
So do you get like the feeling then? Like when it's, so do I. It's
absolutely.
Like, I'm like, oh my God, I feel so like.
I feel fake.
Gross and fake, yeah.
I'm like, this is not real anymore.
No,
this is not a porn.
That's why I think the Dom Top thing is interesting, because I feel like I feel more real if I'm like choking you out. Does that make sense? Like that's what I really would like to do.
Yes.
Oh, wow. For all of our bottoms out there, I'm coming to town near you to choke your bitch ass out.
I was not ready for this.
And I hope I get canceled for that. That's not, I'm going to get awarded.
You can't be canceled if you're nothing.
Oh my cunt. Oh my God.
Do we want to are we?
I have more.
I do too, but do you want to do like our listener question?
Yeah.
Kind of fill that in, and then we'll do
another
topic?
Girl,
okay.
fuck.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Oh. Where did I put it?
In my ass.
Oh God. Fuck me.
We should just do like a half an hour of us making these noises that we hate.
Okay.
You like that, baby?
So
you like that, baby? If he says that to me, I'm like, nope, I don't. You like that, baby?
Ew.
Don't at all. Not one bit. Do you like that? Is that good? Is that good for you, baby? No, it's actually not anymore. It was.
Right. Like
it was talking. When you were just
now you can like grunt, or you can be like a little aggressive, but I don't like the whole like
a little, but not like
oh fuck.
No, oh fuck. That ends it.
See, and then when I'm on bottom, I'm like, I love your cock. I'm doing the same thing I hate.
I do that though because it works.
Well,
I'm trying to get if it works on the when I'm like, Oh yeah, come for me.
Actually, oh my God.
I do that. I'm like, come for me.
Now we need to take a vote. Who's the moaner on purpose and who's the moaner
because they like
it. Really.
It's natural.
Right.
I'm on purpose.
I haven't.
Oh, are you gonna come in my ass?
Fuck that big old.
And then I'm like, good. Did you?
Okay.
Are we done?
I'm gonna go.
Are you done? Okay. I'm gonna go downstairs.
I'm going back to play my PlayStation.
Yeah, like, oh, I paused the game for
Can
this.
you fuck me while we're playing?
Now, would it be possible for me to fall asleep while you start?
I actually suggested that. I was like, if you want to fuck me while I'm sleeping, maybe it'll be better. Put me on propofol and fuck me.
And this is our listener question of the week. Hey, Bobby and Jim, loving the show and wanted to see what you thought about having a huge issue with texting anxiety while dating. I'll start by saying that I don't like game playing. I also don't like how formulaic dating can be. But I know there's something to be said about not being the only person putting an effort to communicate. I have been seeing a guy for a few weeks. We've had 3 successful dates as well. We've owned up to having feelings for each other, but I can't seem to shake anxiety when it comes to texting. I hate texting. As I've gotten older, male, 31 years old, I have realized how risky it can be. It's much harder to explain yourself or convey emotions through text messages. After years of dating and relationships, I still get nervous when sending a text. Should I wait for him to text me? Are we talking too much? Etc. How do you overcome or manage these feelings? Evan
Rachel Wood.
Evan. Oh, I love her.
I know.
Oh my God, I forgot that that's her name.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have texting anxiety. She's a badass bitch.
I have a major problem with.
I can't do it.
I hate it.
I'm so anxious all the. I'm like, did they read it yet?
And I actually hate. Yeah, that whole game is. I don't think it's really pleasant for anybody, unfortunately, and I don't think anybody's good. Well, I'm sure there are people that are good at it.
I think some people are playing games.
Again, goes back to: are you a moaner or are you are you a pleasurer?
Are you the one texting all the time?
And I'm assuming you are the one that's moaning because you don't like.
Not because you like it,
right?
You're the one doing it to like get the other person.
Correct.
You're like the one texting. You're like reaching out. Like,
hopefully they'll rate you back.
Did you want to hang out Tuesday?
Hey, remember that time when we were talking? How are you though?
How was your day today?
Can't.
And that's what like I'm usually that person, and it's like
same.
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting to be either one, but it's more exhausting to be you.
To me, it's exhausting to have to reach.
What we call that? The reacher outer.
The reacher outer. The reacher rounder.
Yeah. So like we're all sitting over here waiting for your fucking text back, and you guys are out gallivanting around doing tough mutters and doing all this bullshit, not calling back, not texting, and being like, "Hey,
I was busy all day." I'm like,
"Were you?
You didn't have your phone the whole day,
right?"
Not one day.
You can text when you're shitting. You can text when you're at the urinal. You can text when you're.
I'm literally like they're checking baseball scores while they're peeing at a urinal. One hand on their dick, one hand with their phone out, and they can't. But
you can say,
a text.
Hey, everything's going good. I'm busy today. I'll talk to you after work.
That's the problem with waiting for men to text back.
That's why.
Is there certain men who are not the texter, reacher outers?
This is my biggest problem. This is when I found Michael. I made it a point to be like Michael almost overshares information, and that's what I get though because I wanted more.
Okay, good.
I wanted to know where you were at. I wanted you to call me and tell me you were coming home. And now I'm like, you're almost home. Like but I would have loved that in the dating process because the dating process is different. Once you find your person, you're kind of like, okay, like
now I'm in a place where I don't get a text from my man.
We text each other like so fake in the morning. Like,
text.
Well, not really fake, but just like have a good day.
Yeah, like,
love
bye.
you.
See you later.
Have a good day. Love you.
I don't get
and then
that.
He'll be like, oh, I fucking hate this.
I get one-word responses because he's not good at texting.
Now we do share Wordle scores now.
That's embarrassing. I would keep that to myself.
Do you do Wordle?
No.
That's embarrassing. I would keep that to yourself.
You think I'm going to jump on the bandwagon now? Oh, let's try to spell a 5-letter word. How many 5-letter words are there?
Actually,
at some point this game will end.
There's actually enough to do. They said 30 years worth of words.
God damn it.
Yeah, so it's not going to end, honey.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah, and actually there was a story about an old lady
Now, if it were like a 7-letter word, I would like that game.
Yeah, the 5s are hard. Yeah. It's hard. But I have starter words that I use.
But I believe in you.
You are not
Actually,
alone.
they scientifically found the best starter word. It's crane. CRANE is the best word to start with every time.
I do trade, and I do lucky.
You're looking for trade?
And I do lucky.
There's a Y in that. That's not common. Like, that's a little weird.
But
I don't like that. And K is not common letter. I would go with crane. When I say scientific, I mean this was a computer that did this, so it's crane.
Oh, so you've done the research on Wordle, but you just haven't played.
Well, I read a news article about using computers to mathematically picture. I know this is a lot for you, but
of course you know the backdrop of it.
You're like, what's an atmosphere?
Honestly,
what is that?
Oh, you know,
what is gas?
Now,
ma'am.
So back to Evan.
I need to talk to Evan because
tell your thoughts on
one
the
thing that
texting.
Evan didn't really mention in here is that he's just mentioning anxiety, though. He's like, there's something to be said about not being the only person putting an effort to communicate. I'm getting from this that the person he's with is not putting an effort.
Correct.
And that's going to be a problem, not just in texting, but also... And here's how you're going to figure out if it's just with texting or is it with the guy in relationship. Because you need to ask them and tell them about your anxiety. That's what I do. I said, this is something for me. If you can answer a text like once a day, I would really appreciate that. It would make me feel like you're also in on this. And if it's been 3 weeks and you've also admitted you guys have feelings, like you can talk about this. It's not too early.
It's never too early to give what you need. Ask for what you need.
Get what you need.
Get what you need. But like you need to communicate what you need.
You have to tell
You can't just
them.
assume that they know
most of these men are clueless. I mean,
I'm telling you,
I've met so many gay
Michael
men.
knows. And when he doesn't text, like when he was in residency and he would work in the morning or he would work overnight and then I wouldn't get a text, he would be like, I'm so sorry I meant to text you. I just he just knew that I needed that. That was my need. I
didn't realize you were this desperate and crazy, but that's fine with you. So
Whoa, girl.
Speaking of,
I'm glad you got your text. Like
seriously though, no, I was like a fucking freak about it. Like it freaked. Like
if you didn't get a text every day, I have gone 5 days without talking to my partner. Like when I'm on vacation.
Well, when I'm on vacation, it's usually like, hey, I hope you had a good day. Like it was a text.
Okay.
Oh, you don't even do that?
No, like the days without a text.
Oh wow. Is
just
that you or him?
We assume everything's fine.
Sure, but like you don't check in on each other. Like, hey, hope you had a great day.
No.
Interesting.
Every day?
That's your person. Like that's who you're sharing your life with. So yeah, every day.
Yeah, but when the life is the same every day, it's like there's nothing to share.
But there's plenty to share on your vacation. Like, oh my God, look at this picture of da 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 da.
Well, I post them so he can see them.
He just finally got Instagram. So, honey, you're just making excuses for not texting your partner.
I don't want to text.
Okay, and that's fine.
Don't tell Evan.
Evan, it gets better. That's what everybody says. Eventually, it gets better.
You're gonna find your person, and they're gonna text
but
you good
do
morning.
need. So to me, you're also giving me the vibe that this guy is not communicating the way that you need. But you're trying to like almost blame yourself and be like, we're both stupid, clumsy bitches.
Oh,
but
I
really,
just have anxiety. No, you have a need that's not being met.
Yes, and it's not your anxiety. It's actually you need this in order to function, and it's okay. Admit it, do it, and be done. Maybe he needs you to back the fuck up a little bit. Okay.
I would say, like, is it even anxiety or is it just normal?
Is this even a relationship, Evan?
Well, no, it's only 3 weeks. But I mean,
it's only 3 dates in a few weeks. Like past few. I mean, like this could be anywhere from 6 weeks to 3 weeks. I mean, like
that's a 3 week range.
It's not working.
6 weeks.
It's just not working, Evan. I'm sorry. You need to just go ahead and end this now.
Wait, how did we get to this?
I just feel like
it started with just like he's trying to figure out like does he need to freak out about
break
texting?
up.
That's because you have anxiety about texting. This is all you.
No, it's bringing me back
You're
to
like break up. No, it's over. It's done.
It's better off done. Because if you're not getting it now, I'm not.
You are insane.
Evan, write back in a couple months and tell us how it's going.
Where's gay? I need the crickets.
I've got some fat titties.
You need to.
Honey, I'm the editor. I know what the fuck I'm doing. Oh,
it's not stopping.
It never stops.
So thank you, Evan. Though.
Thank you, Evan, for writing in. But sorry that you didn't hear. Probably
break up.
You need to just end it, or you
don't end it, Evan. Evan.
Well, or you need to have a fucking honest conversation.
That's all. That's what I said earlier. It's fine.
But to me, if you're writing people to like help you, then you really aren't on the right. I mean,
oh my God.
Do I cut this out?
Yeah.
No, I'm leaving it. You should always write us though.
Oh, you literally just shat on Evan. You ended his relationship and then you blamed him for writing us.
I'm like, you're a pussy ass bitch that's writing to a podcast
us for advice.
You're asking two middle-aged fucking assholes. Are you middle-aged?
Yes.
Are we middle-aged?
Yeah.
I thought it was like more 40s.
No, we're fucking middle-aged. It's terrible.
Okay. Well, sorry, Evan, for that. I mean, thank you, Evan.
Thank you so much, Evan.
Evan, it'll be okay. I'm just being dramatic.
As they always say, it gets better.
Honestly, as they say, it gets better.
I love how it never does, but we're like,
meanwhile, Florida's
better.
like, we're taking away gay. And
you
like,
can't say gay at school.
Meanwhile, you can't say gay. Or, you know what's really fucked up about that, though, is the teachers.
No.
They have to report that you're gay. If they find out you're gay, they have to call your parents.
Which is called outing, which can lead to bullying, suicide, death,
murders.
Like, think of these crazy religious parents in Florida. They're going to kill
and
their
the Everglades
son.
are there, so that's real easy just to dump a body.
And there are, like, invasive species like
Well,
boa
you
constrictors.
just dump that body in there and it's going to get eaten.
How do you know this?
I've seen a couple movies. One in particular is called Bully. Check it out. Not the recent Bully. It's another. Brad Renfros is in it.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, he's so fucking hot. He's a blonde. He's pink.
So hot to you. Okay.
Okay, then I'm just going to play this video. I think it was very interesting.
Go.
God, you're so fucking mean.
You're doing the fudge thing again.
No, I'm not. It's another one that's like, it's kind of incredible, but it's also like, oh no. Yeah, it's going to be rough. Ready?
It's always like, yeah, of course girls are going to go for like Johnny Spells because he like has a motorcycle and is like super in shape. But like, there's like nice guys who honestly like have a lot to offer that they would like never.
I mean, I hate that I'm going to even tell you this, but like, I think that you feel like you have a lot to offer, and please take this the right way.
Sure.
You don't?
Hard to see a great way to take that if I'm being super honest.
Like, what are you doing to work on yourself to make yourself more interesting and attractive? Like, are you just thinking that women should, like, change themselves and lower their standards in order to date you? I'm saying this to you now because, like,
wow.
I really think it will help you, even though it's very hurtful.
So I saw this on TikTok and I was like, how do we feel about this?
I feel like it's 100% accurate. I have met so many people who have this victim complex of like, no one wants to date me, even though I'm a really nice guy. I've heard this a lot. I've talked to guys about this where I'm like, well, yeah, but like you're also really fucking weird in that you don't know how to communicate with people. And when we go out, like you're quiet. Like, yeah, like you might be an introvert, but there are ways that you could still express yourself.
Why are you not on here?
Now, so I know a lot of guys who are like, they think they're this nice guy and they don't know why girls want. I had a lot of friends in undergrad, like girls don't want to date me. Girls just don't want to date me.
I'm like such a nice guy.
I'm like, well, what do you do that would make a girl want to date you? When's the last time you got off the couch and didn't play video games all Friday night? When's the last time you put yourself out there? When's the last time you had an interesting conversation with someone?
And I don't think it's all about looks. It's more like your personality.
It's not about looks, but there is a little bit of grooming that might need to go.
Sure, grooming, or like if you
look like you got today.
Osama bin Laden, like I do right now, it might be problematic, but I'm also taken.
Well, you don't need to. But like I'm talking about like these single guys like going out. I'm like, if you're always going out in gym clothing, why would a girl look at that and go, oh yeah? And that's my style.
I don't want to speak for those who are.
I just don't get it.
But think about this. If there's 10 guys at a bar.
Yeah.
And all 10 guys are being so nice, buying this girl drinks. One girl, let's just say one girl. 10 guys, though. Nice guys.
Okay.
And not even ugly. Like good looking.
Regular.
Average, and maybe some really hot ones.
Your average Joe.
But they're nice. They're just going to, Then a guy walks in and totally ignores this girl and talks to his friends. Who she want to fuck? Not the nice guys who are giving up all this shit and saying, here's a drink, here's a drink. She wants to fuck the guy who's not paying attention to her.
Really?
Yes.
That's
how it works.
Are you a woman?
No, but I mean, as a gay man, like attracting men, that's how you attract. The more you ignore them, the more they want you. So you're more of a chaser.
That never happened.
You're a chaser. That's why. You're a chaser. You're the one that's trying to go after somebody. Whereas, like, if somebody doesn't talk to you, it annoys you even more. Secretly.
Well, I'm not chasing them, though, to always have sex. Sometimes I'm just talking to someone.
Sure. But I'm just saying, it's not all about sex.
Oh, I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I'm saying just in general, like, as a
chaser.
Now you got me all fucking thrown and flustered.
I know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Because you always turn it back. You're like, oh, it's not about, it's just dick. Or I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to figure out.
What is happening?
I don't know. I think I'm stroking right now. But also,
what do you mean?
It's about the chase, though. Like, women, and I think mostly people who attract men or whoever wants to date a man is usually the one that's being aggressive and trying to get to his female or his male or his they. I'm serious. In nature, that's how it is, though. When most of the time in nature, the male has to impress the female in some way and attract that female in some way. Sometimes when you're just gonna fuck her and not talk to her again, she wants it more than she does from the guy who's just gonna keep buying her fucking drinks and talking her goddamn ear off. So you might be nice, but you're not interesting and you're not intriguing.
It depends what you're trying to get. Are you trying to get a relationship or just sex? Because if you're just trying to get sex, maybe that's true. But if you want a relationship, I don't think doing that is going to make the girl be like, oh, I want him forever and I want him to be my husband.
We're going to have to do a survey.
Okay.
At Holy Trinity.
Okay.
We're gonna have to do a survey.
The people at Holy Trinity are going to agree with me. I'm just judging.
They're gonna want the nice guys.
Yeah, look at the crowd. Read the room, honey.
I'm gonna read the room. We're gonna
Read
do
the
it.
room.
I'm serious. We're gonna fucking do it.
These are not people. We're not in New York City. Like, this is not, honey.
Oh no.
It's not that.
Are
crowd.
you the nice guy?
Probably.
So every time I've been the nice guy, it doesn't work. But every time this is what I'm saying.
It
though.
works great for me.
Well, until the goods are passed, the bits are tickled. Once the bits are tickled, it's next.
I'm on to the next, and that's true.
Thank you, next.
Like, okay, well, that was fun.
Yeah, usually I come and I go.
Yeah.
So anyway, I thought it was very interesting though, because that girl was being very honest, brutally.
But I don't know.
But do you think it was rude, or do you think that it was like?
Oh, I was like, how did that get into you talking about chasers and stuff? Like, what does that tie in?
Because what I was saying is, if there was 10 nice guys buying you drinks and one hot guy comes in that wears a leather, like it's like kind of a bad boy, like that's why there's that bad boy vibe, like somebody who you know you shouldn't be with.
Yeah.
You are more attracted, whether
Like
you want to
Cassie
fuck
and
him.
Nate.
Exactly. Whether you want to fuck him, whether you don't want to fuck him, whether you want to, whatever you want to do with him, that person is going to be more interesting to you than the guys right here who have been so nice all night long, being like, oh my God, let me take your jacket. She doesn't want we don't want our jackets taken. We want to get fucked.
And that's the tea.
And that's the tea, honey. And that's on God, period.
But you can take my jacket also. But here's
I want
why,
you to do both.
And here's why I'm poly, because I need someone to take my jacket and I need to get fucked.
And you need to fuck.
So I need both.
Then you need to like.
So I have someone taking my jacket, and I also am going to go off and get fucked.
So you just cracked the system.
I've cracked the system.
You found a nice guy.
Yep.
But you're also going to still get fucked by the bad boys.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
It works.
That works for me.
As long as the nice guy's okay with it.
Yeah. Which?
How nice are you? That's what you need to figure out.
Right. How nice are you?
How nice?
Ask yourself.
How nice are you? I'm not nice. Here's something
You're
I want to.
so mean.
I just want to point out to everyone. I know we always think of ourselves as like a good person. Like we're good. I'm a good person because I did this and this, and then and that person's a bad person. Everyone you know is both a good and bad person.
Mostly bad.
I know. I have done things that are so bad that I can't even tell people about.
True.
And often they come up in my mind when I'm like, laying down, going to bed. But
when you're supposed to be like resting your mind, but yet.
But you're like, oh, that was really. But I just I think people need to get used to being bad and good, and not judging other people and being like, that person's a bad person. No, they're probably good too, just like you.
You're allowed to be bad and good.
Maybe they've done some bad things. You've also done bad things. Mm-hmm. Yeah, have you?
Yes.
Like, have you done things that you really would not really even want to talk about?
Oh, absolutely.
With your partner
per se.
Oh, now we're getting quiet.
No, I'm just thinking of examples of what would be so
or something that you've done.
Yeah, there's stuff I wouldn't tell you.
Oh, I knew it.
Well,
you dirty freak.
No, it's not about sex. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be about sex. It could be anything. I could have fucking murdered somebody. I didn't tell you. I didn't.
Yeah, people are bad.
And that's okay.
I think you're a bad person, but you do good things.
Well, you know what's really crazy is that you realize that everybody's out for themselves and everybody has an agenda, and usually you're just part of their agenda to get something else that they want. So and everybody does it to everybody though. That's the thing. But
I think people do that if they're not friends.
True.
Even if you're friends, you do it to a degree. But I think with friends that you're I'm actually going to try to help this person too.
Right. True.
It's you kind of suspend that where you're
there's some people you just use and
there
abuse.
are some people literally I'm their friend.
You're I can get to be their friend. I can meet this person that then can get me to that person. So you're almost
oh, they have a lot of parties. They're going to invite me and I'll meet other people.
And then I'll be able to leave
I'll
that.
hang out with them.
That's bad, but it's good. But it's bad.
Oh, they know that cute guy.
But that's what makes the world go around.
Okay.
Right. The bad guy, not the nice one that's inviting you over to the party, but the one that you want to fuck. That's Nate
I
Jacobs.
like the nice guys.
You're such a fucking Maddie.
I am.
And I'm Cassie.
You're not Cassie.
I'm fucking Cassie.
You're Maddie and I'm Cassie. You're the one who gets abused. And then I'm the one who cleans up the mess and swoops in. I hook up with all my friends' friends or exes. You know this. I don't know why you
I know, but I want to be Cassie. I hate Maddie.
Think of all the friends.
I'm Team Cassie on Euphoria, but I am probably Maddie, I guess.
So many friends, and it's so bad. Yeah.
Well, do you is that something you need to address or talk about?
I don't think so.
You're just gonna keep doing it and not worry about it. Why?
Well, it doesn't bother me.
Well, yeah, you're the one that's backstabbing and betraying your friends.
I mean, betraying, meh. We're all bad people. It's
so it's fine.
It is what it is.
We're all bad people to a certain extent, but I also think, even the nicest people that you know, they're really shitheads.
I know so many. I know. I've met. I've heard like nice people that I'm like, oh, they're just so nice. And I'm like, you did what? Honey. So, this is something that I really need to be brought back. And
am I reeling you in? So am I casting a
I think this was like Wednesday of this week. I was just like walking around the house and like I was imagining saying this to someone, and I want this phrase to come back. Remember the phrase "sue me"? Like you'd piss someone off and then they'd be yelling at you and you're just like, "Sue me."
Yeah.
I want that phrase back. It was like early 2000s.
But do you know that that's like the original canceling? Right? Like, because here's
"sue me."
Well,
they're
just gonna well, there's a lot of racist people that'll be like, well, I'm from the South. That'll be like, oh, don't do that to them. They'll sue you.
What?
Oh.
Is this another
like a racist thing?
I hate white people.
I know. I'm telling you.
I've never heard that.
Oh, I have.
What?
In Georgia, I have. Oh, you can go. If you do that to a black person, you're gonna get sued. They're gonna sue you. Yes.
I haven't been around like
everybody dances around the sue.
Explicitly racist people in a while, so a lot.
I haven't either, but I think a lot has changed since like when I was.
But people will say that
they had in the past when I was growing up.
Maybe I don't want the phrase to be brought back, but I like the idea of saying that to someone. Like if they're mad at me, be like, "Sue me."
See, and the
why don't you sue me?
Why don't you sue me, bitch?
It's just such like it just takes me back to a time when like I had a caboodle and like people were saying like things like "sue me." Like,
so you just want to go back to the 90s.
Everyone does. Yeah. Look at Gen Z's outfits. Gen Z is literally like you.
Well, look at me. I'm a millennial.
You're like,
I'm a freak.
I like Nirvana.
I look like Osama bin Laden, a fat Osama bin Laden, because he was tall, but he wasn't
really
chunky.
Tall.
He didn't eat very much.
Well, not.
And watching those videos used to scare the fuck out of me. When they found the videos in his compound, I was like, his face
creepy.
scared me so. Oh my god,
he's scary.
And he was super tall. He was like 6'8", I think, or 6'6".
What if you like happen to just look like him? Like
you're fucked.
In today's time, like you're just like someone's like, you know who you look like? Osama bin Laden.
Osama bin Laden. It's like
oh no, do I?
Well, I feel like my beard is like a little salt. I'm getting like a salt and pepper beard now.
No, you have a Muslim beard because it's always like the more
puffy down at below. Yeah,
that's a Muslim beard.
I know, because I might be going Muslim.
Okay, I support you.
Thank you. You should. Thank you. I want to play something really quick.
Okay.
I told you I had a lot of videos.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is from a mayor in an Ohio town.
Okay.
And this is where my aunt lives. This is where I go every Thanksgiving, by the way.
Additionally, if you open this up to ice fishing, while on the surface it sounds good, then what happens next year? Does someone come back and say, I want an ice shanty on Hudson Springs Park for X amount of time? And if you then allow ice fishing with shanties, then that leads to another problem. Prostitution. And now you got the police chief and the police department involved.
What?
Just data points to consider.
Now, in the video, everyone's looking at him like...
I'm in favor of shanties.
I'm not in favor of shanties.
What the fuck is he talking about?
What in the fuck?
Where are we?
Well, once you get that fish smell over by the ice, then you're going to have pussy all over.
Yeah, like...
What?
Does he not realize what ice fishing is? You don't...
No, he thinks that then people need shacks for that. Then when people have shacks, they're going to invite prostitutes in.
Why? It's freezing cold in there. You're on a frozen lake.
First of all, you're in Hudson, Ohio. Now, let me tell you about Hudson, Ohio. Well, that's Hudson, Ohio. That's where my grandparents are buried.
God bless Hudson.
It's very Whoville. It's very Pleasantville. It's very rich. It's very... That's what makes me really interested in like prostitutes. Like, you don't even know... Your gas station looks like a fucking palace. Their McDonald's there is it's like they're like bricked up and shit. Like it's not like
so it's like Dublin,
kind of, but it's like even more. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy.
So he thinks there's going to be prostitutes while people are ice fishing.
Yes, that they're going to get shanties, and once they get the shanties out there, the next year they're going to say, well, "Why can't we have prostitutes on the ice?" The guy next to him is like, like in the video, like I'll post it. Like I know.
I don't have time.
I don't have time for bullshit.
That's the thing is like that's in an official meeting, a government meeting.
This is what I'm saying. This is what scares me about.
These are the people we're dealing with.
This is the people that we trust with our fucking.
Like this person was elected.
This person was elected and creates like potentially like approves laws and shit. Like what? Well, there's gonna be prostitution if you get those fish out there. Once those men smell fish, they want pussy.
And it does. I mean,
I don't know if it does.
I don't either. Actually, I really don't know. I'm trying to think. The last time I caught a whiff
of a puss.
Yeah.
I don't know what they smell like. If I'm being 100% honest.
Listeners, if you could
describe the pussy.
A message, I think they generally smell a little acidic, like a yogurt.
Oh.
Not like the consistency of yogurt, but like just a little like
yogurty.
Like acidic, I guess is the word.
Okay.
I don't really know. Lemon juice?
I always thought it was more like, you know, the trees that bloom in the spring.
Now they only have those in the South. We don't.
Like
have
I feel
those
like they kind of smell like cum.
Why?
But with a spice.
Okay, spicy cum is a vagina
like
smell.
A spicy lime cum smell.
Yummy.
Like it's not bad, but it's not necessarily good.
That sounds like a new nachos flavor at Taco Bell.
It is,
and I would eat it.
And it is.
Now,
do you have others?
Next,
I do want to have our Twitter clip of the week.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, now we got you hear a quiet voice this time.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck yeah, fuck. So
turn me on, TKT.
What is that?
Yeah, it's you, Jock. I see you now.
Oh, is he making those noises?
Hey, Jock. Guess what?
That was him coming.
I still got the taste of your butt lips on my mouth from the other night.
Butt lips. These have to be straight guys. I can't. Why are straight guys pretending to have gay sex?
I like this room is so weird to me. They're like,
I still have the taste of your
butthole
lips. No, butt lips on my mouth. What are butt lips?
Is that the actual like hole, like the outside of the hole?
That's just the butthole.
This is like, I'm telling you, it's sick.
Oh my God.
It's sick. Then that guy was like, oh.
No, he was like,
Yeah, people come like that. I hate comers like that.
What?
No offense.
They do? People do that?
Oh, have you ever seen somebody when they come and they can't like function? They're like,
my ex.
It freaks me the fuck out.
I actually like that was part of the reason I was like, I don't want to.
We're not gonna work
After
out.
7 months, I was like, I can't do this anymore. The worst like absolutely eyes back of his head, like, oh.
But do you know what I mean? Like where it's like
I'm just sitting there like, was it? I'm like, yeah. No,
I'm like, are you having a heart attack?
He's
like, yeah, that little twitch, the twitch.
I'm like. And meanwhile, I'm like, that's hurting my dick. Like, can you not move that much? Like, while I'm inside you, this goes back to the sound.
But this right here is right. So that Twitter is like that Twitter right there is like what's I'm trying to say? Imposter syndrome. You're impostoring that you're bitch. You are not coming like that. And
you are impostering that you are coming like that, and you are not coming like that.
Now I've got some fat titties.
Like, I mean, I'm sorry. Are you really going to go into a Twitter room and be like, ow, 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 ow? Like, I mean, I almost like wish I could replay it, but I'm not going to. It's so bad. And then one guy's like,
inappropriate.
Oh yeah, I tasted your butthole lips.
Like what? Like butt lips.
Like that's not a hot statement to say to me while I'm trying to come.
No, not at all.
What you could say to be hotter, be like, "Oh man, I still taste your hole in my mouth," or like, I still can think of how good your hole tastes. So anyway, that's what I got for the week. I had a lot. I had a lot of clips. I had a lot of things. I had a lot of blah, da, 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 da.
I just wanted to share the existential dread of the week that I had again. It happened.
So consciousness. Now we're going into what?
Existential dread. No. So last night I was talking with my partner and I'm like, tried to have a deep conversation and it didn't go well because he's not someone who has deep
He's not a deep.
And I found that out. Like he could not do it. So what happened was we were at dinner and I saw this like younger couple, probably like early 20s, out for a Valentine's dinner. So it was cute. It was like, oh, look at them.
Oh,
so I'm looking over at them.
They like their relationship still.
And the guy was really attractive, okay? But he's like early 20s. So it's like...
Don't act like you wouldn't jump on that dick.
But this is what I was saying. So I'm like, okay, well, he's kind of hot, but like, am I more attracted to the fact that it's like a cute... They were having some awkward moments, like a cute date, and I just think they're cute.
Right.
Like, oh, like, look at them. Like, they're in a different part of life, and like, that is so adorable. Or was I like, he's attractive and hot, and I would have sex with him? So I started asking him, like, well, what do you think it's going to be like when we're 60 and you look over and see like a couple in their 30s? Like, are they going to still be sexually hot to you? Like, or is it just like,
your
age?
Remember
when, like that type of feeling? Because I saw it, like I was like early 20s, like I'm so far removed from that. I'm like, I don't even like remember really. And so my question to him was like, what how do you think you're gonna see the world when you're 20 years from now, 60? What do you think how you're gonna see it? And he was just like, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm like, no, but like, think about it now. How are you gonna be then? Because how I am now.
This is real deep.
I told him, I said, how I am now is not how I saw the world when I was 20 at all. I have a totally different worldview. And I'm trying to like, when I fully remember it and think of how I thought back then, I was a totally different person. Totally different.
Right.
Like, not just politics, but everything.
My thing that freaks me out about this is, do you feel like our egos have us so convinced that our generation is the best generation that you almost follow your generation as far as like, how do I describe this and make sense?
Don't even worry about that. How?
Like, everybody thinks that their generation is the generation. So like, when you're going through life, like, I notice things that people are going through in my life currently. Like, so when you see commercial, you're like, oh, I can relate to that.
Well,
but that's like marketing, obviously, and that's like how that works. Yeah. But you always are concerned with your age group and your age. Like within the 10.
Well, this is what I was telling him. I'm like, so when you were 20 years old, I'm like, think back to when you were 20. Did you find 40-year-olds attractive? He said no. And I said, but right now, when you're 40, you look around and see 40-year-old men, you think they're attractive.
Right.
Why?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Changed?
So it keeps following you.
It's always a 40-year-old guy you're looking at, but like, you didn't think they were attractive 20 years ago. Now they are. Now they're hot. Now, when you're 60, are you going to look at 60-year-old men and think they're 30? He was like, I don't know. I guess when I'm 60, we'll see. I'm like, but think about it now. I'm like trying to like do the thought.
Yeah, because
when you're 60, are you going to find 60-year-old men attractive?
Well, what really annoys me too about life, like not just attraction, but like how you'll look back and be like, what a fucking idiot. They have no idea what's going on. But when you're in that moment, you know exactly what the fuck's going on. Even today, even as a 37-year-old, I'm like, yeah, I got this fucking figured out. And then in 5 years from now, I'll look back and be like,
wow,
what the fuck was I doing at 37?
That's how we look back at 20s. We're like, what the fuck?
That's how I look back at like,
I'm so glad I'm not in my 20s anymore.
Oh my God,
I'm like, people are like, they were fun. I'm like, fun? You didn't know anything.
Right. The fun.
We were idiots.
Like you were
complete.
Like you kind of you're not really prepared.
You want to talk about anxieties like Evan was saying in the question of the week?
Yeah.
I was like that on everything though, not just texting. In my 20s, the anxiety was like,
you still have a little, I don't know if it's OCD or what it is, but like you just have,
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you definitely don't.
I mean, I saw you like, you're like, oh my God, I have to go home and I have to change. Like changing your clothes was like a big thing. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, so I'm fully with that crisis though as well. Like,
so I'm just like stuck in that. And I told him the reason it all came up, I said, I just don't want to get to the point where I'm 6 years old looking back and going, I wish I had done this all differently.
Mm-hmm.
I wish the past 30 years, that's a long ass time. That's a lifetime. You only get this once, had been different.
Mm-hmm.
So like, how do we avoid regrets? And I think you do it by preparing yourself for what's coming, by reflecting on what you were in the past. And then in the present moment, like trying to make those changes to be like, I don't want to be like that. Or I did like parts of me from then. I want to be like this in the future. And then you work on it.
So what about just existing?
Right. And I think I've been doing that.
And I think you have too, actually, because you're not too worried about what the consequences. You weren't worried about what happened. It's more like right now, this is what's happening right here. I'm touching a dick and I'm walking away. And then the next day I'm waking up and going to breakfast.
Another one. And another one. I think that's true. Good, but I think that's maybe why the thought hit me so hard last night when I was like sitting there. I was just at the table. I looked over at this younger couple and was like, what am I going to be like when I'm 60? Yeah. Am I going to look at the 30-year-old couples and go, wow,
look how young they look. Remember when they actually like talked to each other?
To dinner when we were 30 and now we're 60 and we just know each other so well. We don't talk. We just sit around and look at our phones or read or watch TV. Like, that's what we do. I mean, we do that now, actually.
It's really sad because you notice that like a lot of married couples, like all they do is just like go home and sit with each other and then go to bed.
I'm not doing that.
And that's where I started bringing up like the whole like, well, let's talk about touching other penises, because if we have some sort of chase, like has to be back to the chase, back to the text. This all circles around. Yada yada yada. This is
existential dread. It's driving everything.
It's just like, one big.
We gotta live. We've gotta live. We gotta live. And so I thought of that song. Life goes on long after the thrill of living is gone.
Ooh.
I think a lot of when we get to the older ages of our lives, life goes on, but the thrill might be gone. I don't want the thrill to be gone.
I have that same theory. Like when you're younger and everything's new and exciting, like, oh, I'm going to be able to drink alcohol. Oh my God, I got drunk for the first time. New dick energy.
I am living on new dick energy right now.
You have to.
My whole life is new dick energy.
You have to.
That's it.
Well, right.
I wake up, I'm like, what am I going to do today? Well, new dick energy. Isn't that sad?
It's semi-sad, but it's also like survival.
It feeds the rest of my life, so.
Right, it's survival.
I just had a breakthrough. I feel like I just did self-therapy.
I do too. Like I just feel like really like I feel like I just got RRs.
Yeah.
RR'd. And if you remember what we were talking about earlier, what RR would be.
Yeah. Club 20.
Yeah, but like remember what I said.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That is actually what
that's how I feel.
I think I just did it to you.
Double
I
R.
just RR'd you.
R squared. Yeah. This has been
another episode
of She's Not.
Not well.
Not well.
Not well.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for
honoring us.
Sending in your questions.
Yeah, thanks, Evan. Sorry. I got a little emotional and I'm not sorry for it, but like
break up.
I mean.
But thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. And remember, in Biden's America, you can just get a crack pipe for no reason in the mail.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Bye.